Hello, I'm Adam from No Rolls Barred, and welcome to Board Game Club, where the first rule of Board Game Club is something you can absolutely 100% know to be true, unless you're drunk or poisoned. Every week we gather together our friends to play a board game to show you how much fun board gaming can be, even under the constraints of lockdown. Now this week is a very special Board Game Club as we'll be playing Blood on the Clocktower, one of my favourite games designed by Stephen Medway and published by the Pandemonium Institute. Now we'll be playing using an online emulator because the game's not out yet, but I'll teach you the rules, sort of, using the game itself. Blood on the Clocktower belongs to the Werewolf family of games. Loads of good players who don't know who each other are versus a team of evil players who do know who each other are. And this is the kicker, everyone has special powers. You've got townsfolk, good players with special powers that are straight up helpful to the good team. Outsiders, who are also good, but their special powers are a hindrance to the good team. Minions, bad players whose special powers mess with the good team. And their leader, the demon. There are a whole bunch of different demons in the full game, but for this specific scenario we'll be playing, that demon will be the Imp. Like Werewolf, there are two phases to the game, night and day. At night, the Imp will kill a member of the town, and other players' special powers may also activate at night to give them information on who other people might be. Then, during the day, everyone discusses what they know, with evil players lying their asses off. If they want to, players can nominate other players during the day that they think might be evil for execution, at which point a vote happens. Living players can vote every time. Dead players may not have their power anymore, but can still speak and can also vote, but they can only do it once per game, spending it like an extra life or one last bullet in the chamber to try and kill off an evil player. Good players win the game if they execute the demon. Bad players win if there are only two people left alive, and one of those is the demon. That is the overview of the game, and oh boy, I love this game. I'm going to be co-running it with a very special guest here on Board Game Club, one of the official storytellers from the Pandemonium Institute, Ben Burns. Cannot wait. Let's get to playing Blood on the Clocktower. Joining me for this very, very special, very murderous episode of Board Game Club. I am Adam, hello, joined by Blair.
Hello.
Tom.
Hello.
Isaac.
Hey guys.
Laurie.
Hello.
Ollie.
Konnichiwa.
John.
Hi.
Elliot.
Hey.
Luke.
Hello there.
Sully.
Hello.
And our very special guest, storyteller from the Pandemonium Institute, it's Ben.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Now we're going to kick into the game by sending you all to sleep, and then Ben and I will discuss how we're going to run this dreadful town full of murderous demons. Good night. Okay, Ben, it's just you and me. What are we going to do to these people?
Okay, so we are going to put them through a nasty few nights in Ravenswood Bluff. To give that some context, hello everyone, welcome. We're about to play Blood on the Clocktower. In this game, these 9 poor unfortunate souls are the residents of the sleepy little town of Ravenswood Bluff. And last night, at the stroke of midnight, they awoke to a blood-curdling scream and they ran out into the town square to see Adam and me impaled on the hands of the Clocktower, murdered by a demon.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. And yet we can still speak. What's going on? But ultimately, this is a classic tale of good versus evil. We have 9 players, and you'll see on the screen here, 2 of them have red tokens, and 7 of them have blue tokens. The 7 with blue tokens are playing for the good team, and the 2 with the red tokens are playing for the evil team.
Boo hiss.
Boo hiss indeed.
Could we just quickly go around, starting with Luke, just go around the clock face, as it were, and just quickly outline to the audience watching what everyone's role is, and just a very short, summary of how it works.
Absolutely. So, Luke is the imp. Each night, Luke will wake up and pick a player. They will die. If Luke wants to, Luke can pick himself, and his minion, Laurie, will become the new imp. It's very important that Luke stays alive, so if he feels like the heat's getting a bit too much, he can off himself and pass it on to his unsuspecting minion. Ollie is the Raven Keeper. If Ollie is attacked by Luke in the night and dies, Ollie will get to wake up, point at someone, and learn what character they are. It's a very powerful role because there are very, very few ways to properly discover what other people's characters are in this game.
And he's gonna want to be cagey about that, because if Luke finds out that Ollie's the Raven Keeper, he is not gonna want to kill him, because basically Ollie's kind of got a loaded gun at that point if he's attacked in the night.
Absolutely. It's very important that Ollie doesn't simply come out and state that he's the Raven Keeper. Otherwise, evil will definitely not kill him in the night. Blair will be this game's fortune teller. It's a very powerful role. Each night, Blair will wake up and choose 2 players. If one of them is the demon, we will tell Blair, yes, you have found the demon. If neither of them is the demon, we will tell Blair, no. However, there is one good player in this circle that will also register as the demon to Blair. So there's one inbuilt red herring. More on that later.
God, this game hates its players in such the best way. Absolutely. Just to clarify as well, fortune tellers do not register minions. Only the demon. Only Luke and indeed Blair's one red herring.
Absolutely. Tom is the monk. Each night, Tom will wake up and pick someone. They are safe from the demon. The demon cannot kill them. Unfortunately for Tom, he cannot pick himself, which means he's going to have to be careful, because if he comes out and says, hey, I'm the monk, who wants protecting? Guess who's going to die tonight? Probably Tom.
Yeah. Awesome. Then Elliot. Oh, the recluse is such a pain in the arse.
So, I love the recluse. I think it's one of my favourite characters. So, Elliot's power as the recluse is that he may register as evil, or as a minion, or as a demon. Now, that sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. What that means is when somebody else's character is interacting with the recluse, their powers may be messed with in such a way as to make Elliot look evil. It's really that simple. Now, that sounds awful at first glance, but actually it can be quite useful, because if somebody comes up to Elliot and says, hey, I think you're evil, I've seen that you're evil, Elliot could say, well, do you know what? I believe you because I'm the recluse, and it's perfectly reasonable that you might think that. So while it does put Elliot in the firing line, it actually gives Elliot a unique way to gather information.
Absolutely.
Laurie is this game's Scarlet Woman. The Scarlet Woman is a minion, and minions are basically there to back up the demon. The Scarlet Woman's ability is that if there are 5 or more players alive and the demon dies, the Scarlet Woman becomes the new demon. So the Scarlet Woman is basically a safety net for the evil team. If Luke gets topped off in the early game, Laurie will take over by default.
Absolutely. And there are 9 alive players at the start, so Laurie's power is active for a good while.
Yep. Isaac, the Undertaker. The Undertaker is such a powerful role that it is literally a core mechanic in most of the social deduction games. If the town executes someone, so if they vote someone out of the game during the day, we will wake up Isaac at night and tell him what character that player was playing as. It's extremely powerful because, unlike a lot of other similar games, your character is not revealed when you die, and you're not eliminated from the game when you die. You still take part in the game, you still take part in discussion, etc., and you can still lie and bluff about what you are. So Isaac will have a unique insight into the roles of players who have already been killed.
All right, John.
John the chef, the humble chef. John's power is very simple. On the first night of the game, so when we are setting up the game, we will tell John how many pairs of evil players are sat next to each other. As you can see, this game is a big old circle. If we were playing this in real life, everyone would be sat around in a circle. And players that are sat next to each other are considered to be neighbours or neighbouring players. So on the first night, we will tell John how many of those baddies are sat next to each other.
And then finally...
Finally. All right, here it is. So, Sullivan. Sullivan is the drunk. Sullivan will believe that he is the empath. The empath's ability is that they learn how many of their 2 neighbours, how many of their 2 alive neighbours are evil. As you can see, Sully is currently sat between a good guy and an evil guy, so Sully should get a 1. However, Sully is not really the empath. Sully is actually the drunk, as you can see by a little drunk reminder token we've got there. So we will be giving Sully false information for the entire game because he is drunk. And he will be drunk for the whole game, and it will be hilarious. And also, it is worth noting that just because apparently we really want Sully to have to have an absolute blinder of a game, we have also made Sully the red herring for the fortune teller. So not only will Sully's information be incorrect, but he will also appear as the evil team captain to Blair, which is going to be utterly hilarious.
He's going to get so defensive and loud. I can't wait. That's fantastic. So yeah, there are 5 townsfolk, 2 outsiders, 1 minion, 1 demon. We'll explain voting, I think, a little bit later. So why don't we start hopping into people's rooms and telling them their information?
Okay, cool. So we're going to go visit John first. John is the chef. As we've already said, John will learn how many pairs of evil players are neighbouring each other. However, as we've already pointed out, Elliot the Recluse might register as evil. And Elliot the Recluse happens to be sat next to Laurie, the evil Scarlet Woman. So even though we would normally give John a 0, we are going to give him a 1. We're going to tell him there is 1 pair of evil players sat next to each other because Elliot will register as evil. So let's go lie to John's face. Here we go.
I am the chef.
Yes. Ben, take it away.
So, John, as the chef, you learn how many pairs of evil players are neighbouring each other. And we are here to tell you that there is 1 pair of evil players neighbouring each other.
Okay, and just to be clear, I can't be poisoned at this stage, right? But I could be drunk.
No, you absolutely can be poisoned or drunk.
Oh, already?
The poisoner always wakes up first. Always.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck this game.
Tee-hee. Tee-hee, John. Tee-hee.
I mean, don't fuck this game. It's great, but... yeah, okay, great. Okay, cool. Thank you for the information.
No worries.
Alright, cool. Okay, cool. So, up next, we are going to go talk to Sullivan, who is the drunk empath. Sullivan would normally learn that 1 of his 2 living neighbours is evil, but he's the drunk. We're going to tell him 0 of them are. The reason we're going to choose 0 rather than 2 is because 2, I think, would be a little unbelievable. For him to just happen to be sat between the 2 evil players, I think that's highly unlikely.
Also,
I think that 0 is more believable.
It throws a spotlight on Luke way too early in the game. Like what we want to do, really, as like kind of storytellers, is get the game to be as tight and near the knuckle and like down to the very last possible moment as possible. We want to make the game as exciting as possible. And if we throw too much shade on Luke early on, it's going to be a little hard for him to kind of work his way out from under that shade. Whereas if we make him an innocent early on, that is a lot more delicious. So yeah, let's jump into Sullivan's cottage. Sullivan.
Hello.
Hello. Have you seen your character?
Yes. I'm excited. I'm the empath.
You are.
Yes.
So Ben is now going to give you all the information that you need as part of your power.
Okay, yep, so of course, Sullivan, you're going to learn how many of your living neighbours are evil. It is worth noting that if one of your living neighbours dies, they are no longer your living neighbour, and you will learn about your new neighbour. So do keep that in mind. It's in your interest to get killing. But for now, you'll learn about John and Luke, and you learn that 0 of them are evil.
Interesting. Great. That is great news.
It's always...
Like the next... That's fantastic. Perfect.
Fantastic.
All right.
Enjoy the game.
All right, so we've only got... I've just realised we've been a bit naughty here because we've not done the evil team setup just yet. But that's okay, we can do that at the end of the night. But for now, we'll go talk to Blair, who is the fortune teller. Blair is going to pick 2 people, and we're going to tell Blair if one of them is the demon. But of course, if she picks Sully, she will also get a yes.
Tee-hee.
So let's go speak to Blair.
Blair!
Hi!
Hello!
Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
I know, sorry about that.
Hi!
So you know who you are?
Nope.
Oh, have you looked at the town square recently?
Oh, I see, yes. Yay! Awesome. Cool.
Who are you, Blair?
I am the fortune teller.
You are.
So,
So-
very powerful role, Blair. Very useful role. You're going to pick 2 players, and we're going to tell you if one of them is the big bad, the demon.
Lovely.
However, there is one good guy in this circle who will register as the demon also. So,
Right.
please select 2 players.
All right, let's go. Let's just go in a circle. Let's go with Tom and Elliot.
You pick Tom and Elliot, and you learn that yes, one of them is the demon.
All right. Thank you.
No
All
problem.
right, thank you, Blair. Let's go up top.
So,
So, yes, you may notice there that neither of them was the demon, and neither of them was the red herring. However, if you remember, Elliot as the recluse can register as a demon. So, we have lied to Blair and said that one of those 2 is the demon, which is I think this is going to make for some amazing plays because Elliot is now involved in 2 pieces of misinformation against their will.
marvelous stuff. Who's next? Who do we tell next?
So we've actually finished with the night 1 stuff, but what we do need to do is go and tell Luke who their minion is, tell Laurie who the demon is, and here's the kicker, and here's perhaps one of the most important elements of Beyond the Clocktower. We are going to give Luke 3 bluffs. We're going to tell Luke 3 characters, good characters, that are not in play and that nobody else has been assigned, so that Luke and Laurie have the opportunity to successfully lie about being a good character.
Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Hello. Hi.
So, have you seen your character?
I certainly have.
Okay, so you are the Scarlet Woman. You are the minion of this game. Good luck. Your demon is Luke.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool. Okay. Is that all the information I get?
That is all the information you get.
Okay. And yeah, so nobody has. Is it that all of the obviously only 9 characters are in play, but the we're assuming for this game that the potential is that all the characters could have been in play that are on like the regular sheet.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there should be 5 townsfolk and 2 outsiders, so keep that in mind. If like 1 billion people are claiming to be outsiders, it will look quite shady.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a regular townsfolk is a good one to do.
Yeah, of course. Now, obviously, we're gonna go to your demon Luke, and we're gonna give him 3 bluffs in a moment. So if you can get Luke in a private chat, maybe he can hand you a bluff.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so one of those bluffs that all 3 of those bluffs won't be in this game. Those characters will be not included, and so basically that gives Luke 1 of 3 characters to pretend to be straight off the gate. And obviously, yeah, if you can get him in a chat, Luke will probably give you one. Hi, Luke.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Have you seen your character?
Is it on the thing? I have. Oh, shit. I'm the thing.
You're the thing. You're
thing.
You're Mr. Thing.
Crikey. Oh, that's a lot of responsibility.
Your minion is Laurie.
Okay, he's a good minion.
Yeah, he'll serve you well, I'm sure. And now, what Ben's going to do now is he's going to give you, if you want to make a note of this, 3 roles that are not in this game. These are basically your bluffs, and you know that these 3 roles are not in this game. No other characters have these roles, so that gives you 1 of 3 roles that you can pretend to be. Should someone corner you and ask you what your role is?
Luke, your 3 bluffs this game are the Saint, the Slayer, and the Soldier. We didn't deliberately pick 3 things beginning with S, but it was very satisfying to say them.
Nice. Okay, so like soldiers, they're safe from demons. Slayers, they can choose a player if they die. If they are the demon, they die. And the saint is, if you die by execution, the whole team loses.
And crucially, the Saint is an outsider. Just going to put that out there because there should be 2 outsiders in this game.
Shit.
Good morning, residents of Ravenswood Bluff. You have awoken to find that Adam and myself have been brutally murdered in the night, impaled on the hands of the Clocktower. This can only be the work of a demon! Don't ask me why, it's just a fact, accept it. Obviously, good guys, your job right here is to discover who the demon, aka the imp, is, and execute them by a democratic vote. Evil guys, you need to keep the demon alive at all costs, because once there are 2 players left alive, as long as one of them's the demon, the evil team wins. I'll kick you guys off with a little bit of advice. The top 4 roles on the list of roles, the ones that say you start knowing, only get information on night 1, which was last night. If you're one of those guys, you've got all the info that you're going to get for the whole game. Remember, there's no elimination in Blood on the Clocktower, so the demon can't shut you up, can't take information away from you that you've already gotten. So if you're one of those roles, that makes you a very good conversation starter. Don't feel obliged to come out if you don't want to, but just know that, good guys, you need to talk to each other if you expect to win. Good luck, have fun.
All right.
Cool.
So, is there anyone that right off the bat wants to say who they are? Because obviously, like, a lot of us won't want to say right away.
Yeah, because there's that whole sort of middle tier of roles, right? Like,
Yeah.
That you don't want the demon to know who you are.
Right. But if there's anyone that's like, you know what, like any of those roles that Ben just mentioned, you guys could probably out yourselves now. If you wanted to, obviously.
Blair.
Who is this?
Nope, no, it's just me. Just
Luke.
making notes.
Hi, Luke.
You're just saying names.
just say
Okay,
names,
cool.
mate.
Of course you can, Isaac. Pick a room. Any room.
Ooh, that's a bit suspicious.
Ooh, already? Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, a demon and their minion popping off, are they?
Hello.
What's up, dude?
So this might not pan out well, but this is just my strategy when I play this game. I'm going to trust a couple people, and you're going to be one of them. Completely random.
Alright.
So I hope you're not
Alright.
evil.
I'm not.
I hope not. That's what an evil person would say. So I'm the Undertaker.
Okay.
So I just want to have that credibility there if it ever comes up. Just want to let you know, and I'll be looking to share information with you as much as possible. If you don't want to share anything right now, that's fine. But if you have anything to share, just let me know whenever. Hopefully we can kill the demon and the minions.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep myself to myself
No, that's completely
at
fine.
the minute.
Mhm. Can you at least give me a little bit about what your role is? Just something vague.
I am not what I seem. That's the best I can give you. I am not what I seem. But I am a good guy.
Can you at least tell me if you're an outsider or a villager?
I'm an outsider.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I'll say what I am. I'm very happy for everyone to know that I am the empath, which means that I know that what my neighbours are, whether they're good or otherwise, or I know that they're not evil. I think is the general thing, and or if they may be evil. And my neighbours Luke and John, I can confirm they both come up as not evil. So
Sullivan,
Okay.
would you like to have
Yeah.
a little chat? I think you and I could exchange some useful information.
That sounds lovely. Where would you like to go?
Unless you've tricked me, in which case, bravo. Alright.
Absolutely,
Why don't
yeah.
you join me in the lounge? In the smoking lounge.
Wow.
Oh,
Everyone seems to just be partnering off.
Oh, everyone's left. All right,
Laurie,
well,
do
hi
you fancy a
guys.
chat?
What's up?
You can go for a chat, Luke, if you
Yeah,
want.
go. Go.
Oh.
I don't need to tell you, mate, but do you want to go to the billiard room? Because that sounds the most
I
murderous.
want to have a chat.
Billiard room.
Adam, do you want to have a chat with me?
Sure, we could have a chat, Blair.
I am. What's the best way of saying this? I'm a pretty big deal. And I think that the demon would want to get rid of me soonish.
Okay. So the demon would want to get rid of you soonish. Are you able to use your special abilities soonish as well, or do we have to try and keep you out of the crosshairs for as long as possible?
I need to be kept out for I think for me to have use for at least 2 nights.
Okay. That's very generous of you to share that much, and I can assure you, you can trust me. I'm as pure as the driven snow.
So, if you're the empath and I'm the chef, I know that there is only one pair of players, evil players, that are sat next to each other.
Right, lovely. One pair together. Right.
So you know that me and Luke are safe, according to your power,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah, according to my power, as long as I'm not drunk or poisoned, you both are safe.
I think Sully might be the drunk.
Oh yeah, or do you think he was just fed duff information?
Well, he'd only get fed duff information if he was the drunk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so useful at the moment is obviously we've got the opportunity at the moment that if you look suspicious and you die, I'll become the demon.
Yep, that's true.
But we only got that until there's only 5 players left in the game. So
hold on.
I think
to
the
that.
best thing to do is not for me to back you up right now.
Yeah, good
And then
shout.
at least we can play into that, because then we've got to the midpoint of the game, and then if that goes wrong, we can switch it on its head and we can go the other way and try and make me look more suspicious towards the end of the game if it's kind of left open that way. But I think at the moment, see where people are going with stuff, let it ride out. If you want to claim to be something, I'm happy to claim to also be it. That might be a fun one to do.
Well, so I know, so the 3 roles that I've got available to me,
Oh, go on.
the Saint, the Slayer, and the Soldier. And I'm thinking I might play as Soldier because the Soldier can't be killed by the demon. So that can explain me being in the game for a while. And I can... so on round 4, I can essentially pick someone when they come around to ask who do I want to kill. I can pick someone who's already been killed off. So when we wake up the next and everyone's alive, it looks like my soldier ability is kicked in, and
you were
no
picked
one
by the demon.
and no
That's
yeah
a really
exactly.
good idea.
So they targeted me, and that way I can then reveal that I am the soldier. And I've been keeping it quiet because I've been waiting to get the demon to lure. I've been trying to lure the demon to come and get me.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I might play as if I'm the Slayer then.
Oh shit! Do you know? Okay, yeah. So let's have a look. So
Well, because I can choose one of those two. I can, if you're the soldier or the saint or whatever, I could choose the saint, or I could play it as if I'm the saint basically. Because if they choose me for execution, they lose.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see what happens. Let's go back in.
Yeah. Playing as the Slayer might be a strong one. That's actually kind of like that's what they sort of recommended that I do. But I think the soldier might be an easier play.
I think the longer we spend in here, the more suspicious we are. So we should go back.
Yeah, totally.
Hello.
Hello.
Great. I don't know how to travel from room to room. It's like I'm immobile, just standing everywhere going, I don't understand doors.
Open sesame.
Damn it!
Library.
Will I move, please? Can I please move? Oh, never mind. Gotta wait until somebody moves me.
Do we have any
Great.
other revelations while me and Sally were gone?
Is everybody is nice from what we've gathered?
I'm.
Fantastic.
Just
I don't know anything.
quick question,
up?
everyone. I just want to know if anyone can own up to being an outsider. Just because if we have at least 3, then we know we've got a Baron in play.
That's good.
So that'd be useful.
I can tell you that I'm not an outsider.
Helpful stuff.
Obviously, I could be lying, but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, to any outsiders here, like you don't have to say what your role is. Just saying you're an outsider would be enough.
I am. I'm going to divulge. I'm definitely a townsfolk.
Yep, same
Well,
here. as
You're
well.
a townsfolk.
Okay, we kind of figured you'd say that.
Fair
Oh, as in not an outsider. Sorry.
Yeah, good players are
I thought you were just like, I'm innocent.
townsfolk and outsiders. Outsiders are recluse, drunk, butler, and
Saint.
saint. Correct.
Well, of course, a
So,
drunk could
Ollie and
think they're a townsfolk.
Very true.
So Ollie and myself
It's the least complicated.
were away for a little while. Is there anything useful somebody shared just in the last couple of minutes while we were gone?
We actually all just split off into rooms to have our own special meetings.
Tom, we're currently
I-
trying to figure out how many outsiders we do or don't have in order to ascertain if we have a Baron or not. Can you help us with that?
I can assure you I am no outsider.
Okay.
Didn't say townsfolk there.
Yeah, very, very vague.
Ooh.
Okay, I can assure you I am a townsfolk. I have lived here my whole life. I know this town like the back of my hand.
I am the empath. So I know, well, as long as I'm not drunk or poisoned, that's the one mitigating thing. I know that the 2 people next to me are, whether they're whether they are good people or bad people. And so that's John and Luke, and they are both, I can confirm, good people as far as I can tell, as long as my powers are not working. What about...
Really good.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is this the first time you've played this game, by the way, Sullivan?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to trust your naivety at this point, only because you have a really powerful role and you shouldn't just give that away. I'm the Undertaker, so whoever we execute, I learn what their role is. So this is a good way to see if we can actually trust someone. So they might be dead, but at least we can now trust what they say, if that makes sense.
Right. I see. So if I die, then you know, okay, well, him saying those two people were good is actually legit. Then that's, yeah.
But the thing is, we don't want you to die because you have a really good power. We want you to stay alive for as long as possible. So, just try not to die.
Ollie and Tom, what was your reason for going and chatting?
We hadn't seen each other for a while.
Yeah, it's been a few months since Ollie and I had a chat. Genuinely, we haven't seen each other since probably about 6 board game clubs ago.
Yeah, we're championing.
Okay, that's great, but that's not helpful.
I'm going to talk to Laurie in the lounge. I'll report back.
No, hold on.
Fellow
So
townsfolk.
that is your official answer, that you were hanging out as friends.
Well, any conversation in this game is useful, even if we're not asking specific probing questions, to get a gauge of where a person is at. Like, a informal conversation can reveal a lot about how someone is trying to come across. So, not every conversation needs to be, are you good or bad? You can learn a lot just through casual conversation.
And what did you learn, Tom?
I will go to the kitchen.
I learned that for now I am choosing to trust Ollie, but I'm not certain.
So, what's going on? What are you?
I'm one of the outsiders, but
are you actually?
I don't want to give things away particularly, because there's a few useful outsiders in amongst all the other ones. They've all got shit going on, but I'm not the, as far as I know, I'm not the drunk. I guess the drunk could be registering as one of the other outsiders, but
I think the drunk thinks they're a townsfolk, so you're definitely not the drunk.
Yeah.
If what you say is true.
But I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're the drunk. You think you're a townsfolk, but your ability malfunctions. Yeah. So I'm not the drunk because I don't think I'm a townsfolk. I know that I'm one of the outsiders, but I think until we sort of.
I mean, if you're the saint, I wouldn't expect you to tell me that now because you don't know me. But that's a big one.
Well, look at it this way. Yeah, I don't particularly want to. I don't want to seem too suspicious if I was the saint, and I don't want to tell everyone. You don't want to tell all the other teams. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it?
Well, I am a townsfolk. I can assure you.
Oh yeah. Have you got any useful powers, useful information?
I do. So my power. I haven't got any useful information because I only spoke to Tom. And all he said was that he's good. He's Well, first of all, he said he's not an outsider. And then he, like I said, so you know, most people would say they're just a townsfolk, right?
True.
Which is a bit weird. But he said he gets useful later, but wouldn't specify when. I get useful in about 2 goes time. I'm quite happy to say that. I think that keeps it vague enough. What did Luke say?
Luke didn't know anything yet either, because he thinks he's a townsfolk as far as I'm aware, but he didn't want to say what he was for now. Fair. And we basically went into the room in the same way I've come into here, just to be like, I just feel like the private chat thing is a thing we should be doing. I don't know what purpose it serves, but I think as long as we keep doing it, it makes everyone look suspicious is the problem when you're like, come for a chat, I'll pull you for a chat. Isaac and Elliot immediately went for a chat, which to me screams they need to plan. Sully said earlier that he's the empath, and Luke and John, did he say? Luke and John, the 2 people beside him, if you're the empath, both of them are good. Which corroborates what Luke's saying to me.
Sully said he's the empath in the village because that's when I just left.
Yeah, so he just said that.
Yeah, you said you don't think Ollie's well, you say you're choosing to believe him currently.
Yes, I got the impression, not that I know the man's personality intimately. I feel, as someone who's known him such a long time, it would be really useful for you to have a chat with Ollie and see if you can read dishonesty in his tone. But yes, what Ollie told me is that he is good, and it's worth keeping him around. And I'm choosing to believe that more than disbelieve it, but he didn't divulge enough beyond that to make me trust him any more than hypothetically. Have you learnt anything from anybody?
No, I mean, me and Laurie were just sort of having a chat. Just kind of excited to play the game, really. Just sort of gathering the information. I think Laurie's like on the level pretty much. Like, I mean, I've played like a lot of games with him like this, so I've got a pretty good read on him and like sort of like the way that he tends to play these.
Okay, so would it be unreasonable to say that if you and Laurie were in cahoots, taking a little chat amongst yourselves wouldn't be abnormal?
I mean, no. Like, I picked Laurie out because I mean, I've not played one of these games with Blair before, so I kind of wouldn't know sort of how to approach that, and I wouldn't know sort of like what kind of information I could have garnered or what level I could have done. I wanted to kind of do a couple of rounds. That's why I picked Laurie out first, because if I could read off him that I think that he's probably a bit sneaky, then that might be a good like first gambit.
The problem with you, Luke, is you're such an incalculably nice guy. I cannot bring myself to see you as evil.
Great, everyone's gone. Wow. Just here, holding my dick.
Hello.
Hello.
Just curious as to what you are.
I'd rather not say this early.
How rude.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But if you wouldn't mind saying, I know obviously like if I'm not telling you what I am, then like there's no reason for you to tell me who you are. But
as a sign of some faith, but also keeping cards to chest, I will say that I am an outsider.
Okay. Interesting.
But I am not telling the rest of the group that. As
No, that's absolutely fair. Yeah.
I just want to keep something to myself.
Yeah. And obviously, again, you don't have to tell me. But do you have any information on what Isaac is?
Isaac claimed he was the Undertaker.
The Undertaker?
But I obviously have no way to corroborate whether or not he was just bullshitting me.
Okay.
I didn't tell him he knows I'm an outsider, but nobody knows what I am.
In your opinion, did Sullivan beef it just a little bit just then? Because obviously he's outed himself as the empath, which is a very powerful role, but also he's the drunk empath, so if he's killed...
Yeah. Do you know what, as well, the best part about that is I was sat in the private conversation between John and Sullivan, where John was just like, yeah, I believe you. Sullivan was like, yeah, I believe you. So those two guys have now combined their information into one, like, glorious mess of just misinformation. So it's going to be really interesting to see where that goes. But to answer your initial question, which is, did he beef it? I don't know, it depends how you look at it, because normally an empath wouldn't come out early because they would be afraid to be killed by the demon. But if that happens, if Sully is killed tonight because he came out as the empath, that is going to make everyone believe that he really was the empath, which is, while obviously he wasn't the empath, he is a good player, and that's good for Sully. That's going to give him legitimacy, and it's also going to reinforce Luke as being good when he isn't, which is what we kind of want in the early game, for the evil team to have a chance to breathe.
As well, because he won't be executed. Like, if he's executed by the demon, he won't be executed by the town, which means that the Undertaker won't get to see that he's the drunk.
Precisely.
Which
is going to leave that as an open question. And because the Undertaker won't see the drunk, that will give the Saint bluff legitimacy. Because these guys know there should be two outsiders, but obviously one of those two outsiders is the drunk, and they don't know they're an outsider. So if Laurie or Luke come out and claim to be a Saint, that's going to seem quite believable, I think.
And as well, we've got a monk in the game. So if Tom's got his wits about him, and like no one else outs himself as a really powerful character, he could just protect Sully. Because
Absolutely.
I love this game.
so much going on here already.
All right, let's hop back in the village and see what's cracking. How long until nominations start, do you reckon?
I think it's time. I think they've had long enough.
Let's hoover them up. I'll if you head back to the village, I'll hop into the chats and get everyone back in the village.
Cool. So, welcome back, everyone. I am going to open nominations. The way this is going to work is that each day you may nominate one person to be executed. You can only nominate once, so if you want to do it, make sure you pick the right person. Similarly, you can only be nominated once per day, so you can't keep picking one guy over and over again and hoping you get enough votes. In order to be executed, somebody needs to get a number of votes equal to half the living players or more. So there are currently 9 of you alive. So we will need 5 votes on someone if we wish to execute them. However, just because someone gets 5 doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be executed. I will keep calling for nominations. We might get more. Someone else might get 6, someone else might get 8, etc. And once everyone's had their pound of flesh, it's the guy with the most votes who we kill. On a tie, nobody is executed. I hope that makes sense. So with that in mind, do we have any nominations, or would anyone like to share anything with the group?
Could I just ask, Sully said he was the empath and that Luke and John were good.
Well, this is the first time I have ever played this game. I did not realise the power of the empath. And I have misused it and wielded it poorly. If you are evil, please don't kill me. But Luke and John are great guys. Lovely.
Fantastic.
Okay. Does anyone feel particularly outraged that has happened? Anyone feel like demonic or angry?
Anyone grown any hairs in weird places?
Any horns anywhere? Anybody?
So, I'm going to push you guys for nominations. As much as I love your jovial banter, I'm going to have to insist that you play. So,
the weary voice of a man who's moderated a lot of
You're
games.
far too friendly. I'm not used to this. Do we have any nominations today?
I do not,
No.
personally.
I have no one.
Nope.
I think we need more information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I like it. I appreciate caginess. So with that in mind then, unless we have any nominations, I will bring the day phase to a close in 3, 2, 1. Alright, no executions today. Everybody goes to sleep and we will enter night 2 of the game. So that was an extremely cagey end to what was a surprisingly open day. And this is what I love about running games with new players in it. Everything that they do is a fresh meta. I absolutely love it. The empath coming out on day 1, it's something that veterans would just never do because they have it drilled into them that they're too powerful to do that. But because Sully's never played before, he's just added a whole new dynamic to things by just laying his cards out on the table. It's beautiful.
Amazing. Right, shall we? Let's one by one, I suppose. Off to see Tom.
Off to see Tom. Lead the way.
Your Eminence.
Oh, I'm a humble monk. I am no grand abbot, but I appreciate the reverence for sure.
Who would you like to bless with your protection for tonight?
Keep Sullivan safe.
Okay.
Keep him secret. Keep him safe.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, Tom. We'll see you in the morning.
Thanks, gents.
Luke, you bastard.
Hello. What have I done now?
You're an imp.
You
right,
murdered
that's what you're
us
saying.
in the lore of this fictional universe.
Yeah.
You killed us.
Shit, sorry, lads.
It's all right. It was necessary.
Who would you like to do in tonight?
Oh man, what a burden to have. What a power I wield.
Heavy hangs the crown.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's Sullivan. I think.
You want to kill Sally?
I feel so bad about it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to off Sullivan. Particularly if he is an empath. I think he served his purpose in saying that I'm a good guy. So, I think I'm gonna off Sullivan, please.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Luke. To those of you who are watching at home, this is highly unusual. There is usually more death than this, but which is why I'm absolutely loving this, because this is insane. We've got we've got a guy giving overtly false information who's convinced everyone that he's the most useful player in the game. So he's been protected by the guy who protects people. He's been attacked by the guy who attacks people. And in actuality, his information is just complete nonsense.
I know. It's just this stream of bollocks, and Sullivan cannot be stymied. Marvelous. On to Blair, I suppose.
No,
not
Sullivan.
Blair, sorry.
Sullivan, yeah, amazingly is still alive.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go and give him a 0 again, because why not? Let's reinforce his idea.
Hey, Sully.
Hello.
You're still
Hello,
alive.
Sullivan. You're still alive.
Hooray!
Despite your best efforts, you are still here.
I honestly, I thought, you know what, should I ask someone if I should tell it? No, I'll just blunder straight into it and see what happens. And
Hello, I'm important. No one better kill me.
Don't kill me, everyone. I am very important, really. I could win the game for us. So
This is not
please
meant to
don't kill
shame
me.
you, Sully. It's turning out brilliantly because, of course, you are still alive, which means that we are here to give you your nightly information.
Ooh, yes.
So, Sully, neither of your living neighbours have died, so you have the same 2 neighbours that you had on night 1, and consequently, you once again receive a 0.
Fantastic. Great news. Excellent.
All right.
Brilliant.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
buddy.
Thanks so much, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello.
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 How's your evening been?
It's been fine.
Good.
How are you?
Wonderful. I'm
You're still alive, which is a good thing.
Oh, that's great. Good. I would love to learn who Tom and Ollie are.
So, as the fortune teller, you gaze into your crystal ball, and you see that no, neither of Tom or Ollie is the demon.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Blair.
Right, that's all the information given out. A much shorter night 2. Would you like to bring everyone back into the village?
Absolutely, yeah. Let's do this.
So,
Morning.
same as the first day, basically. You have some time to pair off, do your private discussions, have public discussions, and we'll let you know when nominations are happening.
However, first of all,
Okay.
About to say.
we are obliged to inform you all.
This is why I'm not an official storyteller. Sorry.
It's okay, because you didn't leave anything out, Adam, because nobody died in the night.
Oh.
Ooh.
Fruity.
Hello.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay.
So, do we have someone that can protect people, and did they protect Sullivan?
Yeah, that has to be what happened, right?
There's a monk in the mix.
I very much trust you now. So I would like to tell you who I am, and see if you can help me work something out.
What have I done to earn your trust?
So, I am the fortune teller. And the first night, I looked at you and Elliot and was told that one of you was the demon. Now, one good person will register falsely to me. So, with that in mind, just remember that. But I looked at you and Ollie last night, and you are both good. So that leads me to believe that you are definitely not the demon. Ollie is not the demon. And that potentially means that Elliot is the demon.
Have any conversations you've had with any of the other people who you've got a read on helped back up the information you received in the night?
So, yesterday I talked to Elliot, and he claimed to be an outsider. He did not want to tell me which outsider he was, but he claimed to be an outsider, and that Isaac is the Undertaker.
Who do you plan to try and get a read on tonight?
I think I'll look at... I'll just keep going around this circle now, because currently my biggest suspicion is Elliot. So I think I'll look at Laurie and Isaac next.
Hello, Laurie.
Hello, mate.
You haven't spoken
Are
yet.
was it you? Are you the monk?
Oh, I'd love to be the monk, actually, but it's
I think
not
the monk's
me.
a really great power.
It's really cool, actually. So I have told a couple of people what I am, so I'm keeping things close to my chest now. So while I won't actually tell you who I am and what I do, I can tell you that I'm townsfolk. And I think that you can trust Sullivan, John, and Luke. I think those two people are trustworthy.
Sully, John, and Luke. Interesting.
So what I want to ask you is,
go for it.
If you're an outsider or not.
Yeah.
You are. Great. Okay.
Obviously, there's only one that I don't know which one I am. But yeah, Sully. If you're backing up Sully, who said that Luke and John are good, that seems like that's a good. That's a good swathe of the population sorted and accounted for. So we just need to whittle down.
I will just say.
Oh, did you speak to Elliot? Didn't you?
Yes, I have spoken to Elliot. I'm 50-50 on them. I'm not too sure.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Nobody died. That's good.
No, did you have anything to do with that?
I didn't. No, I was not consulted at all. I'm a townsfolk, to be up front.
Are you going to tell me the specific townsfolk you are, or just that you're just sticking with townsfolk?
I will. What do they say? What does Hannibal Lecter say? Quid pro quo. Elliot. Quid pro quo.
Quid. I see. Well, I am keeping some things to my chest, but I am telling everybody the truth, which is that I am an outsider.
Interesting.
But I am not saying which outsider.
Sure.
For my own. Just to keep that close to my chest for now.
Why is it important that people don't know what outsider you are?
I don't know yet, but I kind of just want to. I don't want to go in guns blazing straight away. So
I've heard from someone else that they're also an outsider. They claim to be. And there's only 2 outsiders in the game.
Who is the other person you've got as an outsider?
I don't want to say that right now.
Why not? How dare you?
Just because, I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now.
I may announce my my outsiderness when we're back in the village, just because it doesn't seem like something I should particularly keep sitting on, but just more kind of that it's there.
Yes, I thought it would be nice to have a meeting with you two anyway, because I know that you guys are safe.
Did you get another notification in the night?
Yeah, they said nothing's changed. Those guys haven't died, so. But the thing is, I'll never know if I'm poisoned or drunk, so I could be wrong about one of
But
you.
they didn't come to me at all, so I didn't get a repeat of the information I heard the first night.
Yes, because that's because you're the chef. So the chef only gets it at the beginning of the whole game and never gets any more information.
So Luke, I'm the chef. Me and Sullivan got pretty tight lips here. We tend to keep our secrets.
That's good.
Don't tell anyone.
Who are you, Luke, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, that's the thing is, like, I'm trying to like keep my I'm keeping my role a secret because I'm essentially trying to set a trap. So
okay.
Interesting. Great.
I'm trying to be quite
secrets.
I'm trying to be quite cagey. So
okay, but we know that you're safe.
Nominations are open. Does anyone have any nominations, or indeed anything they would like to share with the group?
I'm going to share with the group, as I've told people, I am an outsider. And because I've realised that it doesn't really benefit anybody if I sit here and not say which one I am, I'll be first to publicly say I am the recluse.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Oh!
So I might register as evil. I promise I'm not. It's just what I register as. I am the recluse.
Interesting.
Which is apt for 2020 and 2021. Everyone's a bit of a recluse.
So I've been told that someone else is an outsider. If both people there are telling the truth, that would give us our quota of outsiders.
I think
we
right
haven't
now,
had anyone else say. Yeah, sorry.
No.
I was just going to say, if there are any outsiders, this is a really good time to just pipe up. So, if you've got a Baron or not, be super helpful. Also, if anyone's powers have acted a bit differently in the night this time, speak up as well, because we might have a poisoner.
I'm good.
Oh, but to answer the question, there's no nominations from me. Just put
None
that out
from
there.
me.
No,
No.
neither.
You are such a bloodless group.
Yeah, this is highly irregular.
One thing I would point out is you will let maybe some characters might learn more with fewer players on the board, and one of you has just informed the group that they are a false negative.
Wait, what does that mean?
That's true. Should we should we kill off Elliot so that we know if he?
So what would happen if we killed Elliot?
We would learn
be very
if he
sad.
was actually saying the truth about being a
Okay.
recluse, or
It does say might register as evil even if dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
does it?
so
Even if dead.
You'd have no idea if I was telling the truth.
But it is
But-
helpful for some of our powers to get rid of someone who might lead us astray.
I tried to be nice, tried to be honest and open with you guys.
So
And
if
what am I
we-
getting? Murder.
No good deed. Just keep in mind, guys, that death is not the end in this game anyway. When you die, your role's not revealed, you still take part in discussion, you still go into your cottage at night, and you still win or lose with your team. So it's very common for good guys to throw themselves under the bus, perhaps so that they can be proven by an Undertaker, or so that they can just gain some legitimacy and strike themselves off the list of potential demons. So don't be afraid to die if you are good.
Especially, I will say as well, if you have first night information, your power's done. And being killed doesn't mean that information is wrong or you're not going to share it. Because, like you say, you can still talk, you can still participate in private chats, all that stuff. You do get only one vote for the rest of the game, so that is a downside. But if you're a first night person who has information on, like, ready to go, you're expendable too.
Okay, so I am the chef, unless I'm drunk. Could be a drunk chef. I think I'm a sober chef, and therefore I was told on the first night that there is one pair of evil players who are next to each other. Now that if Elliot is to be believed and he is a recluse, then that might be throwing off the scent, or even better, it might mean that Elliot is next to an evil person, which means I propose we either kill Laurie or Tom, who are either side of Elliot. And I think we've got a 50-50 chance of killing ourselves a monstie.
Well, can I?
Oh, I like that.
That's very
Oh,
smart.
can I speak up on that one? So I've been told, I spoke to both of those in question, and one of them told me that they were potentially. Should I say this?
Well, you've started now.
So legally, you have to finish.
I'm not going to speak anymore.
I've started, so I'll finish.
Okay, the thing is, Ollie and Tom, at the very start of the game, went off and chatted with the excuse of just haven't caught up for a while, which is some bullshit. So I think more likely we should kill Tom, and Ollie might be trying to defend him.
Just to clarify, it's not a. I would say it's not a 50-50 chance you'll get the demon, is it? Because there could be poison or like being drunk involved
There's a
or
lot,
misreadings.
yeah.
That's true.
So a lot
This
of,
is
like-
true, but Tom, why shouldn't we kill you?
Because I have a beneficial ability that is still going to be beneficial throughout the rest of the game.
Unbelievably vague.
Corroborate your story, Tom.
For what it's
I am
worth.
concerned that revealing the specificity of this will put a big target on my back.
Just a corroboration, that's all we need.
This is what he did in Spyfall every single round. He just said the vaguest shit.
It's just so vague.
And I'm like, story checks out. And then I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Nothing about this checks out.
I gotta say, John, that's.
He did-
I mean, I do generally think, based on the information I've received, I think you are a good guy, based on the information. But this kind of this hunch-based aggression is making me suspicious, despite the fact that logically I think you're on the level.
Well, I think you should go with your logic, Tom, and not your emotions here.
Well,
I agree.
the thing is, my logic is only as good as the information that informs it, and that information could have been unreliable.
That's
There is
true.
a there is also a logic to being suspicious of aggression. Aggression is the easiest emotion to fake. For those of you who watched Laurie's explain video, on social deduction games.
Synergized content. You love to see it.
I would say being in the background is the easiest thing. Well, unless I hear a better pitch, I think we should either kill Tom or Laurie. I'm happy to kill neither if there's a better.
I'm going to push you for nominations.
Why aren't we killing Elliot? Sorry.
I believe Elliot is the recluse.
I believe that as well.
Yeah, I believe it too.
Could Laurie argue why he shouldn't be killed?
Yeah. I wasn't necessarily sure if it's quite a lot of information. I think we lose if I die.
Are you saying you're the saint?
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, that is such a baller play.
That is good.
That's
Okay,
big
let's definitely
moves,
kill
big
Tom.
moves.
Yeah, Tom, you're dead, mate. You're dead.
Okay, so
Before we go on, guys, just want to say quickly, the Saint play is a really good one because what if someone's drunk and we don't know? I don't think Laurie. I think I do trust you, but I don't want everyone to forget Laurie just because they've said they're the Saint. Have him in the back of your mind, guys.
Okay.
All right, gang.
Yeah, definitely more information.
I'm going to push you for nominations now, guys.
Oh god.
Okay, I'll put my money where my mouth is.
Can we not just do Elliot, which is safe?
Right?
No.
Can
Elliot
we please?
feels safe.
Do it if you want
John?
I
to.
know, but
I
Someone.
believe
That
John
one
was
was
about
first
to
to
make a
die.
nomination there.
Yeah, I nominate Tom.
All right, John has nominated Tom. Now we've already had a long discussion about this. John, if you'd like to summarise your points for us, please.
Okay. So in brief, assuming I'm not drunk, it's fair. I might be drunk. Assuming I'm not drunk, I know that there are two evil players next to each other. I believe Elliot. I don't know why he would lie about being the recluse, which means that he has come up as evil. Therefore, one of the players either side of him is also evil. I believe, based on suspiciousness, that it's probably Tom, but I'm happy to also kill Laurie. I think the same thing was a pretty flimsy defense.
Okay, Tom, your response, please.
Okay, in brief, I don't think there's any actual evidence pointing towards me to go on. It seems to be more based on, as John said, suspicion, but no real clues. I would say I'm very reluctant to reveal who I am because I feel if I do and I survive this boat, then I'm a goner anyway. But I have done some good already.
All right. Bold claim from Tom there. Does anyone have any extra pertinent information to add before we conduct the vote?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Unless I am drunk or I have been poisoned, I can vouch for Tom. Whereas Elliot, I have gotten some information on. But again, if he is the recluse, then that is not helpful. So for the time being, I can vouch for Tom. However, that information might not be useful.
Oh, that is
Okay.
a cat amongst the pigeons.
It is indeed, but unfortunately, it will be decided by a vote. So, guys, you can put your hands up anytime. You need to have your hand in the air before the clock hand reaches you. Otherwise, your vote will not count. This is very important. There will be no take-backsies. Get it up high if you want to vote. Votes for Tom.
Oh.
I need to know more.
Oh shit.
Oh, Luke, that last second.
Sorry, I was thinking of a dramatic effect.
Alright. You guys are far too fond of each other. Where's the blood? So, do we have any other nominations? Because 2 is not enough, and currently nobody is being executed.
Should we kill Laurie?
I'll kill Elliot.
Yeah, I want.
Elliot's safe, but John, you've also used your ability, so
Yeah, you could kill me, totally.
I think Elliot's probably better because it gets rid of the false positive. So then someone
Yeah,
could.
can we please?
No, but Elliot could
That's
still show up as
fine.
evil. Elliot could still show up as evil when dead, according to the rules.
True.
This is true, but I think it'd be good to just kill Elliot.
Couldn't we get rid of John so Sully could see what Isaac's up to?
Yeah, you could definitely kill me. I
Oh.
think that's a good move.
I
doff
nominate John
my
then.
chef's hat to you.
Okay,
We
was
now
that
have
Ollie?
two people
Sorry, guys, can I
threatening
just have...
suicide.
was that Ollie there?
Yes.
That was Ollie.
Ollie nominates John. Okay, Ollie, state your case, please.
Purely because he's already had his use, as he said, he's handed over that information, and if we get rid of him, Sully, who claims to be the empath, can, he'll know whether Isaac is true to his word.
Okay. John, do you have a defense?
I always think the best defense is a good offense, so I think you should absolutely kill me. I am... Yeah, I've done my thing. I haven't got any more use in terms of powers. This is great.
Yeah.
Really
convincing.
There's your blood.
I've never felt so persuasive. But yeah, I think it's good to know who Isaac is. I still think Tom and Laurie are sus, for reasons said before. But yeah, go for it. Kill me.
All right then, gang. Unless anyone wants to jump in there, I'm going to start the vote.
It's nice to see a community come together with a common
Yeah.
Bringing people together.
I was just saying, I feel like if it's somebody's like who's gone like, yes, kill me, I feel like instead of them being executed, they just like throw themselves off the tower. It's like, okay, I'm going, bye.
I've had enough.
Yeah, I don't need to wait for this democracy. I'm
Just a
off.
casual Tuesday in the village. It was this or a craft fair?
Well, 9 is unsurprisingly enough votes, and also it cannot be beaten. It could be tied, but I'm going to go ahead out on a limb here and assume that you're not going to attempt that. So with that in mind, I will bring a close to the day and announce that John has been executed.
I run away and jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
The game, of course, continues. Everyone goes to bed. All right, okay. Well, that was very interesting.
I almost lost the monk. Almost lost Sully's only protection.
Oh god, that saint claim as well was huge because as the guys running the game, that is really relieving to hear because I now know that if Luke dies early, Laurie will be able to become the imp, and people aren't just going to immediately execute Laurie because having claimed the saint, if they execute him, the whole good team loses. At least from their perspective, obviously, because they presumably believe that he's the saint.
Entrenching the Scarlet Woman with a saint claim is, oh my god, it just gives Luke so much more freedom.
Absolutely. Luke can just throw caution to the wind now and just sit there safe in the knowledge that Sully believes he's good. But that actually leads us nicely to a question, which is, one of the empath's neighbours has died.
Yes,
Sully will now be looking at Luke and Isaac.
I think we should. Let's give him a 1.
Let's give him a 1?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, alright, yeah, let's do it. So, just for the benefit of those playing at home, Sully is not the empath, Sully is the drunk. Sully's information will be constantly incorrect and misleading. That's why we are... Well, ironically, we're going to give him the correct information tonight, but not in the way that he thinks it is. So yeah, let's go and look in on Tom, see who Tom wants to protect. So, who do you want to protect?
With John dead, and Isaac now in the firing line of Sullivan's powers, I'm going to take a gamble and choose to keep Sullivan safe for a second night.
Okay, Sullivan it is, protected for a second night in a row. Thank you, Tom. So, Murder Man, who do you want to kill?
Yes. So I'm going to guess that if I decided to off Elliot, I don't get to choose whether or not it's a false positive, right?
That's up to us. Basically,
yeah,
if someone checks Elliot in death, again, it's up to us whether or not we show.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Although I think I'm going to kill Tom because he is the monk, and I want to get rid of that quite quickly.
Okay.
All right.
So
Tom it is.
I'm picking Tom, please. Tom it is.
Okay,
Yes, Tom,
thank
please.
you very much, Luke.
Sullivan,
Sully.
you're still alive.
How? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, amazing.
So, Sully, as you may have noticed, one of your alive neighbours is no longer alive. And so you have a new alive neighbour now. It is Isaac. And from your two alive neighbours, Luke and Isaac, you learn that one of them is evil.
Oh,
Oh!
Sacre bleu!
Oh, mon Dieu! Oh, that's, oh my, that's, oh shit!
Blair.
Hi!
Hello.
All right. Can you tell me about Laurie and Isaac?
Laurie and Isaac. You peer at Laurie and Isaac and learn that no, neither of them is the demon.
Cool. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Blair.
Isaac.
Hello.
As the Undertaker, obviously, you've finally gotten some work. Someone's
yes.
finally been killed in the
yes.
town. Ben, take
I'm
it
not
away.
dead. Oh, sorry, go on.
You are not dead, and
Yeah.
even better, you get to dig up someone who is dead.
Oh, fuck
and,
It's Christmas.
and you learn that the poor executor John was in fact the town chef.
Fuck yes. All right, I can trust people now. Let's go. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Isaac.
Well, hello.
Oh, hello.
Ravenswood Bluff.
Good morning.
Adam, do you want to do the good mornings, and I'll do the bad tidings?
I will. I'm good.
Shit
cop.
sandwich.
I'm your friendly parent. Does anyone want to go to the arcade?
Absolutely.
So yes, welcome back to the next day. There were 8 people left alive as we went to bed. Unfortunately, I now have to hand over to Bad News Parent to fill in the rest.
Bad news, Ben.
All right, Tiny Tims, there'll be no Christmas this year because Tom is dead.
Tom is dead.
Interesting.
Shit.
Okay.
There goes all my theories.
Right.
I have a new Wait, do I?
I've got a theory.
Oh, I have a theory.
Blair, do you want
Ollie.
to talk about the theory? Or what
Yes,
was that, Isaac?
Ollie. Well, actually,
No, go talk. It's fine. It's fine.
okay, yeah, Ollie, where do you want to talk?
Tom,
Library.
should we go to the kitchen?
Oh, that's what I was about to
Sure,
ask.
Isaac, we haven't spoken yet. Let's make ourselves a sandwich.
What's your theory?
Okay, so I was told by Tom that he was effectively what he argued against, like what he argued. And I had him down as either the soldier or the slayer.
Yeah,
And
so he's
I'm
probably Slayer.
pretty sure he was protecting Sully that first time round.
Right.
Now, I had the pairing, because John said there were pairs, of either you and Tom or Laurie and Isaac. Obviously, now that Tom's gone, that means you're okay.
Yeah.
And Laurie and Isaac. Because Laurie's saying that he's the saint is like a perfect imp ploy to make sure he's not killed.
I think Laurie is very suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knew that Tom was okay, unless I had been poisoned. Elliot, I have very strong feelings as being not okay. But also they've claimed to be the recluse.
Have you just been told that everyone's okay?
So the first night, I was told that Elliot and Tom, one of them was not okay. And then the second night, I looked again at them, or at Tom and you, and was told that you both were okay.
So you're the fortune teller?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been pretending I'm you.
Really?
I'm going to legit tell you who I am now.
Who are you?
I'm the Raven Keeper.
Raven Keeper.
Yeah.
If you die at night, you're awoken to choose a player. Okay, interesting.
So I think I'll be quite good to check someone.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want to give me the information to say to protect you so you don't get targeted as the fortune teller, I'll say that. Hopefully I get killed.
I'm going to be honest with you, Isaac. I don't have any information on you, really, to make me feel comfortable revealing things I know.
That's absolutely fine, because I don't trust certain people. There are a couple of people who I've given my information to and that I trust, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I just want to know if there is anything you can give me at all that would be helpful. You have to tell me your role, don't have to tell me your powers. Can you just tell me who you trust, maybe? If you're an outsider or not? Is there anything you can give me?
I can give you something. I can tell you, for one, I'm a townsperson. I can tell you that straight off the bat. Absolutely no problem. I think there's a good chance I might reveal exactly who I am and what I know to the group in general, just to help out the rest of the good guys later on. What I can also tell you in private is that I can't tell you who helped me corroborate it, but I feel pretty confident, based on the information I've received from other townspeople, that Elliot is indeed a recluse. I know nothing about Laurie. I'm suspicious of the textbook, if you're the imp, claim to be the saint, keep yourself safe play, which makes me very suspicious of Laurie.
So am I.
But I also feel reasonably good about Luke and Ollie. John?
Why Luke? Because I don't know anything about Luke. Yeah.
I don't really want to give away other good players, but what I can tell you is that at least I have some corroborating information from information-based good players to make me feel comfortable about Luke.
So now, bear in mind that I could well be poisoned at any time, and therefore my powers not work properly. But Isaac came out as evil.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Isaac is apparently evil.
Oh,
now,
God
I could have been
damn it.
poisoned, and it would be a good play to poison me last night, because it would make sense, because then I would misread Isaac.
But
then Isaac also accused Elliot.
I can contradict you, Sullivan.
Ooh.
Because Isaac told me he was the Undertaker.
He told me that as well, but he could be lying.
That's the thing. So either someone's been poisoned or Isaac is laying.
We have all been. I've been
so
super
it was you,
trusting
John,
of
wasn't
Isaac.
it, that said? Yeah.
Me and Sullivan basically opened up immediately to Isaac and told him everything. And he actually, now that I think about it, he gave us nothing. And I keep trying to meet with him, and he keeps fucking off and talking to other people. And that looks really dodge.
So he pulled me for a chat, and all he said to me basically was that he thought. He basically just gave me the information that Sullivan gave me and said that was it. He just said, John and Luke are fine. End of the story.
I have some bad news for everyone. If my power is correct, then that means the person next to Isaac is potentially dodge, unless there are 3 dodge.
But we did kill Tom.
Well, Tom's dead.
Well, no, we didn't kill. Yeah,
So
Tom
Tom's
is
dead.
dead.
Sorry, Tom is dead.
We
So
don't know
I'm
what Tom
figuring-
wants
That's
to do.
interesting.
A very advanced play.
I'm
Interesting
Tom's-
way of putting that, Laurie, of we killed Tom, isn't it?
Okay, the thing is,
Sorry, a slip of the tongue.
the thing is,
The evil
guys,
people?
if the demon kills themselves, if they're an imp and the demon kills themselves, a minion becomes the imp.
Yes.
So if Tom thought he was screwed, killing himself would pass it on to the minion.
Somebody else.
The other
Yeah,
thing to bear in mind, is there might be a Scarlet Woman, in which case if there are 5 or more players alive and the demon dies, the Scarlet Woman becomes the demon.
And so we've got
Okay.
now 1, 2.
Because I was kind of figuring, because I didn't think of that, because I just figured that Tom was the monk. Because he kind of he said that I've already done my good, or I've already done good, right?
Yes.
Done some good.
Done some
yeah.
good. So that's kind of what I figured.
I think
don't know.
we'd be better off going for Isaac, because he has come up as evil. But then I could have been poisoned, and it would have been a good play for a poisoner to poison me. It would have make
because
sense
they
to
knew
do
that our plan was to kill me to give you access to Isaac.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then to
Makes Isaac
fuck
look
with
bad.
it would.
Hey, but then
would be
but then killing Isaac would give you access to me, and if that question mark is hanging over me from the last round.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I wanted to say. If my information is correct and there are 2 evil players together, that puts you square in the firing line, Laurie, because I'm dead
I'm aware.
and Isaac is maybe evil. So I think there's 2 good reasons to kill Isaac.
And it is now time for our daily nominations. Although, indeed, if you have information to share, please do go ahead.
Yes, there's something I'd like to share with the whole group before we start.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Ooh, the
So,
dead man.
my my ghost is sharing this information with you. But even in death, I am a man of peace, for I was the monk. On the first night, I protected Sullivan. The reason, of course, I was so reticent to reveal who I was because the monk is a very useful player to remain on the good team, and the only person the monk can't protect, of course, is himself. So as soon as I told you who I was, I figured that's it for the monk.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that by saying I've done some good already, that may have made the imp extremely aware of exactly who I was, and confirmed that target on my back for sure. But yes, that is who I was. That's all the information I think I can give that isn't related to other people.
Your sacrifice is noted.
There will be
I'm
rewards
saluting. You
for
can't
me.
see it, but I am saluting you, Tom.
Thank you, Laurie. I appreciate it.
I've
Can
got
I-
some
Yeah, go on.
information. Now, bear in mind that this would be the best time to poison me. Bear that in mind before we make any accusations. But I had an empathic reading last night, and Isaac turned up as evil. It would be a genius play from the poisoner to poison me at that point, but we don't even know if we have a poisoner. But I just don't want to say for definite that it's Isaac, because I really like him, and I think he's a nice.
I like you too, Sullivan.
Thank you, Isaac. I just don't believe you'd do such a terrible thing.
Get rid of your petty emotions, Sullivan. There's no room for them here.
Right. Guys, can I just say a couple things quickly?
Please.
I think Tom is the monk without a doubt, because there's no way that the demon could not kill. He has to every night, which means unless another monk wants to claim it, Tom is definitely the monk. If Tom is the monk and they saved Sullivan, Sullivan is definitely the empath, and I think we can trust him, which means that John and Luke were safe. Now, he is the empath, which means there is a chance that I'm evil. If you guys need to kill me, I'd rather you didn't, because my power is good, but if you need to kill me, what would happen is we get more information on Laurie, and we see if they actually are the saint or not. Now, me knowing who I am, I definitely do think I'm good. If Laurie and Elliot really are the outsiders, like they say they are, that means that leaves only Luke, Ollie, and Blair. Now, here's the thing. If Sullivan was poisoned, unless he was poisoned on the first night as well, that means Luke is suspicious as well. Right now, I think Luke, Ollie, and Blair are our main targets for who the evil people are. Guys, if you want to kill me, that's fine, but please don't forget about Luke, Ollie, and Blair, because we haven't heard much from them.
Can I add one extra thing to that? Sorry, are you done, Isaac?
Yeah, I'm done. Go for it.
I agree with all of that. I think it was really well reasoned. The only thing I want to add is I've just learned that the imp can choose to kill themselves, and if they do die that way, a minion becomes the imp. So there is a chance Tom, if he was an imp, killed himself and then passed it on to another player.
Oh,
that is true. What I can say is I did raise that information with Isaac when we talk, so that is not something I'm trying to hide from the group because I'm secretly an imp.
He did. And unless a monk wants to come clean about being the monk, I mean, if you are the monk, you shouldn't really do that, but that kind of proves that Tom did save Sullivan, so I don't think that could have been a play that we've had here.
Okay, I would like to say something very quickly. So Isaac now is putting Luke, Ollie, and myself on the flames, which is absolutely fair. But I spoke with Ollie, and I think he's not speaking up because we really, we don't want him to die, basically. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and say what he is, but from what I have found out, Ollie is safe. I have suspicion to believe that Laurie and Isaac are also safe. However, I might be poisoned or drunk, so take what you will.
Can I just plus one to
just
that?
nothing.
Hold on. No, can I plus one to that? Blair was also the only one who defended Tom when I went hard for him. So if we believe that Tom is safe, I think that puts Blair in a pretty good light. However, if Tom is the imp who has killed himself and passed it on, that makes Blair look super sus. But I think that is less likely.
So bear in mind what Blair just said. I think we go for Elliot.
I think we go
for Elliot.
Yeah,
Elliot is one person who I suspected at the very beginning, and it would just be nice to kind of get that out of the way and make sure that we're not being led astray by him saying that he's a recluse.
Sure.
Is that an official nomination?
Sounds
Just
fair.
because time's a ticking.
Yes, I would like to nominate Elliot.
Okay, Blair, anything to add to your accusation?
Dramatic.
With information that I have received, I am suspicious of Elliot. However, if he is the recluse, that would be why. However, if he is the recluse, even so, we should probably just get rid of him so that we know like what we're dealing with.
Elliot.
Get rid of me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Elliot, is that your entire defence? Get rid of me, Jesus.
Yeah, I've lived a good
Flattery
life.
will get you nowhere. Okay. Anything else to add to that?
Any gods who will listen, take me now. No, I can see the hands. I've got no choice. I'm the recluse. It's good for me to die. It's fine. I'll throw myself off a cliff in search of the truth.
Okay.
It's quite haunting when you see everyone's hands go up, isn't it? You're like, okay.
It's unnerving. This is humanity at its worst. So
You've all turned against me.
There are currently 7 living players. That means we need just 4 votes now to get the required amount. Remember, John and Tom, you are dead. You have 1 vote left for the whole of the rest of the game. So if you use it now, it's gone. Here we go.
I'm gonna save my ghost vote, I think.
I'll be honest, I just didn't want to be the first person to die. Like, is that okay?
Sorry, John.
Oh, that's fine. I died as I lived.
There he
being
was.
killed.
Hey.
Alright, 7 votes is enough. Well, I've got one thing to say about this town. You're either all up for it or none of you are. You're very consistent. There's no middle ground here. So
Very
7
unified.
is enough. I think it's highly unlikely that you're going to exceed 7, but I will give you an opportunity to nominate other people if you wish.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, can I ask a question to someone quickly, or does it only have to be nominations right now?
No, by all means, ask a question.
Luke, can you give us any information about yourself? Or
No,
can anyone vouch for you?
I've said to a couple of people that I have been staying silent for a reason. So yeah, that I'm basically my ability is something that I'm staying silent for a reason.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, we are about to end the day. Elliot has been executed, and of course dies. The game continues. Everyone goes to bed. Night time. Big decisions to make now. First thing we need to decide is what we are going to show the Undertaker, because Elliot can register as the Recluse, the Imp, the Baron, the Scarlet Woman, the Poisoner, or the Spy right now.
I mean, how do you feel the teams are balanced so far? It feels like Evil's doing pretty well.
I think Evil are doing pretty well, but we're getting to that point in the game now where, because the Scarlet Woman's ability goes away when there are less than 5 players alive. So tomorrow is the last day that the Scarlet Woman will be relevant. After which, if the Imp dies, it's game over.
For that reason, I think maybe let's give Evil a little bit of a helping hand and show the demon to Isaac.
Yeah, we could do that. Alternatively, we could show the Poisoner, which would give Isaac a reason to believe that Sullivan is poisoned and not the drunk, which will reinforce Laurie's bluff that he is the Saint.
Oh, you're an evil genius. I love it. Let's do it.
You're too kind. Right, so who are we going to first? Let me just double check. We've got no monk, so it's straight over to Luke to see who he wants to kill.
Magic. Hello, Luke. You awful,
Hello.
awful man.
Oh, terrible, aren't I? An absolute bastard.
Who would you like to off?
Oliver Davis, please. Kill the
Oliver
prick.
Davis. Oliver Davis it is.
Kill
Thank
the
you.
prick.
Kill.
Can
Alright.
do. Oh, the imp's fallen into a trap.
Brilliant. Now, this is going to be... I reckon this will be the pivotal moment of the game right here. Because if Ollie picks Laurie, that'll be very interesting. If Ollie picks Luke, and Luke gets executed tomorrow, and the game doesn't end, that's going to make Ollie look shady as hell, I think. So, yeah, I kind of feel like Ollie right now is navigating a minefield. Because if he picks the wrong person, he's just completely eroded all of his legitimacy.
As well, so Blair and Ollie swapped powers publicly. So basically, Blair heavily implying that Ollie was the fortune teller. Has suckered Luke into killing Ollie. But crucially, the last person that people talked about before they went to bed was, hey, Luke, why have you been quiet? So if I was Ollie, I think that just with recency bias, the first person I want to check is our demon. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Hey, someone's plan worked.
Yeah. Have I been murdered?
You've been
so,
killed,
Ollie,
mate.
yes, you have
Fucking
indeed.
A.
You are dead, so you may now choose someone.
Laurie.
You choose Laurie, and you learn that Laurie is, in fact, the Scarlet Woman.
Okay. Excellent.
All right, thanks, Ollie. I think at this point, if we give Sully a 0... it will look like he was being poisoned and the poisoner died and the poisoner was executed yesterday.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's the conclusion that he'll draw. And with Isaac then saying, I saw Elliot as the poisoner, that's going to cast doubt on whether or not Elliot really was the recluse.
Marvellous. Love it. Absolutely love it. Sullivan!
Hello.
He cannot be killed.
Yes.
So, with your immortal empathy, Sullivan... of course, your alive neighbours have not changed. They're still Isaac and Luke. However, you now learn that 0 of your living neighbours are evil.
Oh, I'm so bloody glad we didn't kill Isaac then. Ah, yes.
Blair.
Hello.
So, you're still alive. Hit us with those names.
All right, let's do Sullivan and Luke.
So, you choose Sullivan and Luke, and you learn that, yes, one of them is the demon.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Blair.
Isaac.
Hello. Oh, yes, I'm still alive.
Still
You're
alive.
still alive, Isaac.
Talk to me.
Still alive. And you are woken up to learn that Elliot was, in fact, the poisoner.
I knew it. Yes. All right, this is brilliant. Oh my goodness, we've just won the game.
Hello, it's
Hi.
me.
Morning.
It's
Hello.
me, the positive ghost. The weather's great. There's not a cloud in the sky. Are those daffodils over there? Anyway, over to Ben.
No, they're not. It's Crypt Moss, because Ollie is dead.
Ollie! Okay.
Shit. Oh.
Ollie, I need to talk to you.
Wait, Blair, can I speak to Ollie, please?
Could I
Can
not
we
talk
all
to
speak
everybody?
together?
Okay.
If you need to talk to him
Yeah?
first, that's fine. But
No, we
Can I,
can.
Sully,
Library.
can I speak to you?
library.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like Ollie should have a say. in this.
Billiard room?
Hello.
It's like being picked for
Billiard
sport
room
all over again.
sounds great. Yeah.
The Billy Elliot room.
Luke. Oh, Luke is also gone.
So did Isaac want to talk to me?
Oh,
He
no one
did,
ended up
but
talking
then-
to Ollie after all. Ollie, should we have a chat?
I'm happy to talk openly
The
here.
four
We're
people
all
who are
friends,
dead
right?
are here.
Yeah. It's my ghost gang. Well,
Yeah,
so
it's all the ghosties.
I was the Raven Keeper.
Oh shit! Wait! Please tell us what you were. I'm dying to know.
I was the
Literally,
Raven
I'm
Keeper,
dead to
and
know.
I've been a role has been revealed to me.
My reading last night said that Isaac. It now said that I was on 0 people next to me who were evil. So I think either I was poisoned on that first night, where Isaac showed up as evil, or I was poisoned last night. Maybe even Isaac is the poisoner. But that's all we know. It's just.
Oh, that's a hell of a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
It'd be a great play if he does do that.
Isaac. Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to chat with you because you nominated me, basically. That's what I wanted to. And I haven't had a chat with you yet.
Did I nominate you?
Well, you didn't nominate me, but you were saying like it is between.
Oh,
A
yes,
certain number
yes.
of people.
Please give me information, Luke, because I want to trust you because of Sullivan, but I don't know anything else.
Well, yeah, like as I said, like I've been trying. Actually, can we do it in a more of a no? Sorry,
Yeah.
do you know what? Actually, because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
you
trust.
can
No,
spin it
no,
off.
no,
You can
no, I
spin it
don't
off,
because
that's
I no,
fine.
I do because I trust the people in this room.
Okay,
so,
sure.
So, because I'm the soldier, right?
Yes.
So I've essentially trying to been set a trap
Okay.
for the demon too, because what I think that whoever the imp is, they're clearly listening to. Like, 'cause I think they targeted Tom because he said, "I've already done some good," right?
Yeah.
So so I think the demon sort of picked up on that, yeah. And I think like with Ollie, it was like I think him and Blair saying, so I think that whoever it is listening out for something. So I've been not trying to say too much, in hoping that they will then target me, so I can at least try something.
Okay.
Well, they'll waste a turn, don't they, if they target you?
That's exactly it, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's true.
Because I can't be killed at night.
But okay, fair enough. Actually, no, I'm going to say, I have a hunch that there is a poisoner. And I think what happened is they just didn't pick you again. If I was the poisoner, I would have just like stuck to my guns and kept going for you, Sullivan.
That's a good point, yeah.
But yeah, so with that information, I think Luke and John are definitely safe. I know I'm safe. You've now backed that up. Thank you so much for that. Laurie and Elliot, as we know, were the outsiders, and no one else has claimed to be an outsider, which means definitely no Baron. Tom, we confirmed to probably be the monk. Literally,
That's
only
what I
leaves
figure.
Ollie and Blair, who are beside each other. It's got to be one of them.
Oh shit! Because he just knew they were beside each other somewhere on the board, right?
Yeah, and if Ollie's now dead,
Oh,
shouldn't we just
shit.
kill Blair and we probably win?
Basically, I've narrowed it down, unless I've been poisoned or am drunk, that it's either Sullivan or Luke that is the demon.
What?
Yesterday,
No fucking way.
Yesterday, I told everyone that we really didn't want Ollie to die because he had a good power. That was a lie. His power needed him to die for us to learn. So, Ollie, what have you learned?
I've learned that Laurie is the Scarlet Woman.
Interesting. Okay, if there are 5 more
this is
players
great.
alive and the demon dies...
Guys,
okay.
this is great because okay, so I had the chef, unless I'm drunk, which means that I could see 2 people who are evil next to each other. Elliot, who is...
Elliot and Laurie.
And Laurie, because I've been suspicious of Laurie for ages, but he said he was the saint and I went for Tom instead, which was my mistake.
So, quick question about Sullivan. Under the hypothesis here that Sullivan is the demon has to kill every night. Do my monk powers, because I chose on the second night to keep Sullivan safe, would that stop the demon from killing itself if Sullivan chose to self-murder? He didn't. Sorry, basically, my question is, if the demon has to kill every night, how come no one died on night 1?
So, just to answer that
Luke.
question, a monk protecting an imp who attacks themselves would stop them from dying, yes.
Damn it.
However, the demon does not have to kill every night, it has to attack every night. A demon who doesn't want to kill can attack a dead player, or can get their own poisoner to poison them.
But they couldn't do that.
Okay,
the
but it was
first
the
night.
first night. So, it's more likely that it's Luke.
I think if Elliot is telling the truth about being I forget what role he was, but the one who looks evil, then as long as I haven't been poisoned, and we can't all have been poisoned, then a player next to Elliot is evil, which, because Tom is dead,
So,
has to be Laurie. So I think we should kill Laurie.
Fine.
So if there are 5 or more and the demon dies, it still goes to the Scarlet Woman.
Yeah, which is why we kill the Scarlet Woman first. We know there's a pair. Like, all the evidence has Laurie.
Unless Laurie's the
Oh
saint.
god, unless Ollie is totally bluffing right now and Laurie's the saint.
Guys, so there are 5 living players left. That means if you execute someone today and get it wrong, the demon will presumably kill someone at night. You'll wake up tomorrow with 3 players left alive, and that will be the final day of the game. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
with that in mind, do we have any nominations? Does anyone have anything they'd like to share with the group?
May I go step forward from my ghostly...
Please do, Ollie.
So, I was the Raven Keeper. Blair and I deployed an excellent plan to get me killed. When I was killed,
Yes.
which I was overnight, that means I found out the identity of one person. I chose Laurie, and I was told Laurie is the Scarlet Woman. The Scarlet Woman.
Oh, hot dog!
I could be the drunk, and this could all be wrong. But that's what I was told. And I think
Shit.
Okay,
you can trust me.
But can we corroborate that Ollie was the Raven Keeper? Does anyone know that?
I can provide extra information that backs this up. So, unless I'm drunk as well, there might be a village of inebriates, but unless I was drunk as well, I started off knowing that there was a pair of evil players, and we know that Elliot was the recluse. Tom I don't think is evil, which means, by process of elimination, Laurie is evil because he is next to Elliot. So I think this information triangulated with Ollie's means we can't both have been wrong, which means I think is a very good chance that Laurie is indeed, as I've always thought, the Scarlet Woman.
Guys.
Sure. Okay, but so far we've also had Sullivan see that Isaac is on the bad team.
Yes, and now overnight,
Which would put me
that's
next,
changed
which would
to him being on the good team.
on
Right,
the good
so-
team.
so-
We've also we've had like multiple different accounts of different information. So does that not mean there's a poisoner somewhere?
This is the thing: is that if we've got the demon and one minion, which I believe is the case, then that other minion has to be a poisoner, surely, because otherwise my information would never change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm the
cool.
drunk from the beginning, or I'm that. That's it. Yeah.
I'm
and
gonna
there's only
come out
one
and say
minute,
who
right?
I am really quick.
Oh.
Go on,
So,
Blair.
I'm the fortune teller, and so far, my information that I've received is that the first night I looked at Elliot and Tom and was given a yes, one of them is the demon. Now, my power also has me register one player falsely, but also Elliot is, I'm assuming, the recluse.
The recluse.
The next night, I was told that Tom and Ollie were both not the demon. So I then assumed that Tom was no longer on my list of potential demons, and but again, could have been poisoned. The third night, I looked at Laurie and Isaac and was told that they were both safe. However, this is the night that I think I was poisoned, because if Laurie is in fact evil, then that would point towards that. Last night,
No, because you only find out if it's the demon, right?
Yes.
You only find out if the demon is there, and you've seen a demon at one point.
No.
And if your power malfunction, then that means there's a poisoner and not a Scarlet
Right,
Woman.
well,
Right?
yes.
I swear to you that I'm
So-
the saint, and if you kill me, we lose.
this is what's making so yeah, last night I was told that Sullivan and Luke are potential demons.
Oh shit.
Oh.
So
Sullivan's been feeding information the whole
I'm
time.
kind of thinking, with what Sullivan has just said, because I was looking at Luke as being the demon, because the very first night, Sullivan would have had to kill someone, and no one died. He could have tried killing himself, and Tom could have tried, or Tom as the monk did try to protect Sullivan. So then, if that's the case, that would have cancelled out.
Oh God, it's so complicated.
Can I just add to the pot? Me and Sullivan gave quite a lot of information to Luke early on, because in the first round, Sullivan thought that we were both safe.
Sullivan gave information to everyone in the first round.
True, but me, Sullivan, and Luke were in a group of three, because he'd only checked us two before it was announced out loud. Me and Sullivan, very foolishly, in retrospect, gave all our information to Luke, and Luke gave absolutely nothing back, because he said, and I quote, "I am laying a trap for the demon," and he has done absolutely nothing since, has said nothing since.
Yeah, but dude,
it was
like,
a good defense at the
okay,
time.
well,
I think,
Good shout.
I think it's hella sus. I think we kill Luke.
I actually was just in a room telling everyone who I was, because I was setting a trap, which I don't think has worked.
But how do you set a trap? Like,
It's a
what
bit
was the
late for
plan
that,
to
Luke.
set the trap?
We're nearly all dead.
What would you have done? Because if you're not telling anyone what you're gonna do, and you're only a soldier,
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
do much.
If you can't
Well,
trust anyone, I guess it's kind of hard, isn't it? I don't know.
yeah, exactly. What I was trying to do was trying to limit the amount of people that I had told, in the hope that then they would attempt to kill me in the night, and then I could essentially, well, yeah, I don't
Hold
know.
on.
I was trying to
You
lay
were
it
trying
out.
to
it's
get killed in the
potential. It's potential that Sullivan tried killing Luke, and Sullivan is our demon that first night.
It's
So
true.
Luke, what are you
because-
claiming,
yeah.
Luke?
I'm the soldier, which means I can't be killed at night.
So
Why
are you
wouldn't you
claiming
just
that
say
you were trying to
everything?
look guilty to get attacked by the demon?
Yes, I was trying to lay a trap, and I don't think it has worked.
Well, you didn't.
And it's
You didn't do
and it's
anything.
certainly not going to work now.
You can't lay a trap by not telling anyone anything. You have to be like, "Oh, don't kill me. I'm really important."
I did say I have a really important role.
Nominations,
All right, guys.
please.
We're gonna step in here, and we're gonna state that it is now time to make nominations. There's been a lot of discussion, but do we have any nominations?
Sullivan, if it's you, you've played the best game of any game anywhere ever.
100% agree. 100%.
I think it might be, you guys. Empath is such
no.
a good one to go for first. If you've never played this game before and you're the demon, you're like, yo, that one's important. I'll go with that one.
It's got to be Luke, guys.
The information has changed so many times that
It would be silly of me to try and kill Luke if I was the demon and pretending to be the empath, because then I have to think of a new story of what Ollie is, and also
Final call for nominations today.
Okay.
Can dead people nominate?
No, but you can ask someone alive
shit.
to do it for you.
Can someone nominate Luke for me, please?
Nominate Laurie.
Yeah. Laurie, oh god,
Who nominated Laurie?
Bringing the day to a close then, in 3.
Ollie wants to nominate me.
Whoa, someone's
2.
nominated. Someone's nominated.
Who's
I
nominated?
didn't care.
Can
Who's
someone nominate Luke,
Whoa,
please?
whoa, I nominate Luke.
Okay, thank you.
God.
Blair
Thanks, Blair.
nominates
Panic.
Luke.
Panic.
I'll give you a ghost high five.
So, tell us why you have chosen Luke, Blair.
Alright, so, first night, if Sullivan was the demon, and right now I am led to believe that either Sullivan or Luke are the demon, that no one died, so he might have tried killing himself, and Tom had protected him as the monk. However, I find this to be really unlikely because it was the very first night, and I don't think Sullivan, you wanted to be out of the game that quickly. So that leads me to believe that it is Luke. However, if Laurie is the Scarlet Woman, then this power is just going to go straight to Laurie after this, and we need to kill Laurie after.
Okay, Luke, your response, please.
I'm essentially being put on trial here because I've played a bad game, and I think that is mightily unfair. I was trying to set a trap. The trap clearly has not worked, and now I am essentially being told that I am the demon because of that. Thank you very much.
Well, oh wait.
Okay.
Wow. Sounds like your superpower is guilting us.
Okay.
I also was told. I've also had multiple people say that I'm good. Right? Multiple
Who?
people across this board have said that I'm good. Sullivan, for one of them, is the feckin' empath, and he said that I'm good,
He's the
and had said I'm
empath.
good, and he said that I'm good the entire time.
He could be drunk.
As far as I know, all I know is that one person's good and one person's evil at one point.
Yeah, but we
and then
also
there's
keep saying that there's a poisoner, and we keep getting poisoned, and now we're saying that there's a Scarlet Witch around. Scarlet,
So
whatever it
just
is.
before we vote,
I
Oh my
don't
God,
think
no,
there's
you
a Scarlet
guys.
Woman. I don't think there's a Scarlet Woman.
I think Sullivan
Well-
is drunk, Elliot was the recluse, which means that we don't have a saint or a butler, which means that, yes, Laurie is in fact the Scarlet Woman.
So we're
Okay.
just
Gonna go out
Laurie
there
the
and
next
say
one.
I could definitely see that.
Oh, so
yeah.
you're
Do
gonna
we still
me
wanna
and
kill
then
Luke?
lose the game.
All right,
Yes.
Guys.
we're going to start this
Yes.
vote.
What the fuck is
Luke,
going
so
on?
Isaac has been trying to say something for a while, so very quickly, Isaac, then we're
Sorry.
going to vote.
I don't think there is a Scarlet Woman. And I feel like we should kill Blair at some point, and I'm going to nominate her and explain why later on. But let's
Okay.
Oh my
continue.
god!
All right, so 3 votes required if you wish to put Luke on the chopping block. Remember, dead guys, you use it, you lose it. Let's go.
What's happened?
I wouldn't mind killing Luke though. I'm alright with that. That's cool.
Oh my
That
god.
plan didn't convince me, I think.
No ghost votes used just yet.
Yeah, Laurie, Scarlet
Yeah.
Woman.
Why would you not vote, Laurie?
All right.
Because I think it's Blair.
What? Well, good time to say
Alright,
it now.
yeah, alright. It's
Alright,
absolutely the Scarlet Woman.
So 3 votes is enough, just enough. Luke is on the block with 3. Go back to fighting each other.
Okay, can I just say something, guys? Can I just say something?
What's up?
I don't think there can be a Scarlet Woman.
What?
Why?
Because even if there was a Scarlet Woman, I don't think they'd be useful right now because we killed John straight away, so their power just doesn't work anymore. And I think we've killed one demon at least already.
Wait, whose power
Possibly.
doesn't work anymore?
the Scarlet
think-
Woman. She wouldn't be able to activate her powers.
Why do you think
No,
we killed the demon?
So just to be clear, just in the interest of openness, right now, if there is a Scarlet Woman in the game, this is the last day that they can activate. Because right now there are 5 players left alive.
Of course.
Gotta get rid of Laurie.
I think we kill Laurie next.
I think
Well,
kill Luke right
here's-
now and then kill Laurie.
No, I don't
tomorrow.
think so.
I think that, frankly, there's just been too much misinformation. Like Sullivan has had 3 different false positives. John has not necessarily.
No, I've been completely
given anything
consistent the whole
useful.
time.
Blair's said 3 different things. Ollie's not sure if he's been drunk or not. So I think there's a poisoner in the mix.
Do you know what? I've had it, alright? I've had it. I think there's... You know what's going to happen? We have to kill someone tonight, and then tomorrow is our last hurrah. I am going to reveal who I am and just give you all my information, because I think it's going to be very, very helpful. I am the... Oh, let's read this here. I'm the Undertaker. Okay, so I know that John was definitely the chef. And then I found out that Elliot was a poisoner, not
Oh my god.
a recluse. Now, here's the thing.
Fucking hell.
I might be drunk.
You
There's
might
always
be.
that. But I found out that Elliot was the poisoner. Okay.
Elliot.
So,
But that
Every
doesn't make
time.
that doesn't make sense with mine
which is why I want to kill you, Blair.
because I'm drunk.
Because because
Curse
I
this
know
game.
if Sullivan is correct, Sullivan, Luke, myself, and John are definitely safe. If John wasn't drunk or poisoned on the first night, then that could only leave Luke, Ollie, and Blair. Ollie's been killed now, so that's a no-brainer.
So it's Luke.
What? Because it doesn't. Because it possibly can't be Blair.
No,
Because
it's
it-
turning
Laurie's
into-
the
I
same.
would like to
This
say
is
something.
turning into a very long day, so I'm going to bring the day to a close unless I hear another nomination
Can I-
in the next
I'd like
5
to nominate
seconds.
Blair. I'd like to nominate
Okay.
Blair.
Can I-
Okay, Isaac, can you just tell us what else you found out as the
I would-
Undertaker?
So
Uh,
I'm going to have to insist on an accusation here, please, Isaac.
okay, so I think it's Blair just because of the process of elimination. If I trust Sullivan, Luke is safe. I know I'm safe. John's safe. Laurie has to be the saint. I think Laurie's the saint. I want to trust that. Elliot and Tom are dead. Ollie's dead.
Can I
so
say
I think it
something?
leaves Blair. Go on, Elliot.
There will be time for pertinent information after Blair has defended themselves. Then you can get straight in there, Elliot. Blair.
I mean, if you want to kill me, that's fine. I've learned pretty much all the information that I can, but also I can tell you that I am absolutely a good guy. I'm either the fortune teller or a drunk. And you really can't be losing good guys right now. You really can't.
So Elliot wants to give pertinent information. Elliot, please.
Isaac is lying. I am the recluse. I have always been the recluse. Since the very beginning of this game.
So we got 3 on Luke. So it's 4 if you want to execute Blair. If you tie it on 3, nobody is dying today. So keep that in mind. And dead guys, you use it and it's gone. Here we go.
God.
Oh, god damn it, it's Isaac and
Absolute
fucking
liar.
Luke.
It's not me.
Absolute liar. Isaac.
That's it was
Laurie!
more pettiness, mate.
I think
Luke,
it's...
put your hand down. We
my
don't want to tie it. Put
God,
your hand down,
it's-
Luke. Put your hand down, Luke. We don't want to tie it. We want someone to die. We want someone to
And
die
it's gonna
tonight.
be Luke now. Luke's just signed his own death warrant.
Good.
We want someone to die tonight.
Okay,
God.
2 is not
Luke.
enough. I think it's unlikely that you're going to beat 3. So unless I hear another nomination, I will bring the day to a close. In 3,
Can't believe this.
2,
Oh my
1.
god.
Okay.
How was Laurie
Luke-
not nominated?
Luke has been executed and dies. Congratulations, guys! The game continues. Here we go. everyone
Oh
goes-
shit!
Oh, you're horrible for that.
Thank you
are
very much.
awful.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god, they've unravelled entirely.
Yeah, but what I think, to be honest with you, the most important thing that we took from that then is that Luke just chose to die, which is about the most good guy thing you can do. So I reckon he's going to use that as, or if I were him, I would use that as a reason to insinuate that I definitely wasn't the demon. Laurie's not the Scarlet Woman; he's the Saint. And Isaac, who keeps lying, is probably the real demon, and his or Ollie was the original demon, topped himself, and now Isaac's the minion who became the demon. That's what I'd do if I was Luke, and I reckon he's got a chance of putting that narrative forward.
Big question now. Sullivan's neighbours are Isaac and Blair. What the hell do we tell Sully? Do we let him know that he's officially drunk because the Scarlet Woman Saint play is so powerful, or do we give him 2 and potentially really throw Blair under the bus?
I think
Isaac's a powerful voice in this group, and
if we give him 2, then he is gonna know that he was drunk, I reckon, because that information is too all over the place. So I think the best thing we can do is to give him a 1 and make him wonder which night he was poisoned and whether or not he was poisoned when he got a 1 on Isaac, or if in fact Isaac is good and he's now getting true information and Blair is the 1 ping. So I think by giving him the 1, it means he's probably going to be forced to come out and say, yeah, I've got a 1 now, and that's going to stimulate conversation. Whereas if we give him a 2, I think it's just going to be completely dismissed as unrealistic.
Sweet. All right, so let's head over to Laurie, find out who he's going to kill, and then we'll speak to Sullivan and Blair. Hi, Laurie.
Hello.
Oh, it's heating up now. So you are, of course, the imp now, which...
I wish Luke had tied that vote. Fuck me.
He chose not to, which means that he's going to seem super babyface at least. So, who do you want to kill is the big question.
People think it's me and Isaac. So people think it's me and Isaac, but Isaac's on my side. If I kill Blair, it just looks like me.
Sounds like process of elimination to me.
I want to kill Sullivan.
Alrighty.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hey Blair, congratulations on making it through to the final 3.
Holy shit, am I still not dead?
You're not dead.
Wow. All right. Ooh, I would like to learn about Laurie and Isaac.
So you choose Laurie and Isaac, and you learn that in fact, yes, one of them is the demon.
All right. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello,
Hi,
Isaac. You amazingly are still alive.
I know, right?
And you awake and learn that yesterday you executed the imp.
Oh shit!
Okay, final day, final morning in the Deadcast, and I can confirm that Sullivan died in the night. This means there are just 3 players left alive. This is almost certainly the final day of the game.
Yes!
If you are holding cards close to your chest, now will probably be your last chance to reveal them. At least one of these 3 players is the demon. At least one of these 3 players is a good player. Good luck.
So it's Laurie. Wait, what?
No.
Okay.
Can I just ask, Blair, why did you say
Yes.
I've definitely been poisoned in the chat?
Okay, so night 3, I was told that Laurie and Isaac were safe. Last night, I checked them again, and am now told that one of them's a demon. So this actually doesn't mean that I've been poisoned. I've just realized this doesn't mean that I've been poisoned because Laurie wasn't the demon on night 3.
Correct.
Which I'm only told if one of them is a demon. So actually,
Sure.
I take that back. I might not have been poisoned. I still think it's Laurie.
But there's been multiple accounts of misinformation all throughout.
I think
What?
so.
Like, I think there's a poison. I think there's been a poisoner the whole time, and suspiciously, Blair, you come out with this. You've been like Ollie and you have been working together the whole bloody game, keeping your roles secret.
Yes, because I didn't
right
want
at
to
the end.
tell everyone that I was the fortune teller at the beginning, because then I absolutely would have died.
Fair point.
I mean, Blair. That was the tactic I played, and I was a demon for that,
Luke got
apparently.
killed.
Yeah,
Who's setting the
because you
trap,
guys are
guys?
working together.
That was a great trap.
Luke was setting
What
a meticulous
cunning
trap.
honestly.
Okay, I'm confused, so I'm gonna just give all my information out to everyone because I'm very scared that I might be drunk.
I think you might be.
It's possible. It is possible. But
really
at the same
think you might
time, I don't think, because here's the thing: if I was drunk, that means John's information is true, which means the evil guys have to be beside each other. But here's my thing: what I've got now is that Luke was definitely the imp. That's what I got, which means it's transferred to someone else.
So it's Laurie.
It's
Which
Laurie then.
means-
It's definitely
Yeah.
Laurie.
It's 100% Laurie, because Elliot would have come as the recluse, he would have shown as being evil.
Yeah.
Which meant that he and Laurie are the ones next to each other. It's 100% Laurie. I am
We've got
nominating Laurie.
We've got it. I'm voting. Yes.
Okay, so Blair has nominated Laurie. Blair, do you have anything to add to this prosecution?
Everything so far is showing that it's Laurie. I have been shown now that either Laurie or Isaac is the demon, and everything else is pointing towards Laurie. If we vote for Laurie and it turns out that he is actually the saint, yes, it's game over, but it's game over either way. Like, if we're wrong in this and Laurie is the demon now, then we lose. And I don't think any of us want that.
Okay, Laurie.
But I could be wrong.
Laurie, your response, please.
Certainly. There's been a lot of just misinformation going around in this game. Isaac's now saying that he can corroborate that I would be the thing at the end. If I was the demon, why wouldn't I have just killed Blair, who is gunning for me? I don't know why Sully would have died.
Because that makes you look very suspicious if Blair's been gunning for you and then suddenly she's dead.
Let's do the vote, guys. So there are currently 3 living players, 2 votes required to put Laurie on the block. Here we go.
I feel so strongly I'm ghost voting.
I've given you my 1 ghost vote.
Come on, Isaac. No, Isaac.
I don't know.
Ghost, vote ghosts.
I can't vote for
Why?
this.
Yes, you can.
Why?
It's Isaac.
You lunatics. It's not Isaac. Tom,
Why
go.
do you think it's
Tom,
Isaac?
Tom.
I think
yes,
it's Isaac
yes,
as
Tom.
well.
Laurie, go for it. Vote.
Okay.
Laurie.
4
What do you mean you
votes.
don't know?
4 votes on Laurie is enough. However, it can still be beaten. Nominations still open.
I'm gonna nominate.
Can I say
I'm gonna
something?
nominate Isaac.
Okay, Laurie.
Yeah, I get to vote myself. That's fine.
Tell us why you've nominated Isaac over Blair.
I've nominated Isaac over Blair because I think the choice of picking Sullivan to kill is so that his power doesn't go off, which would have shown that Isaac is the demon.
I mean, that makes no sense at all, but okay.
No, but he's been going off throughout the game, and I think there's been a poisoner in the mix. I think things got messed up at one point with Sullivan's skills. And this would have been the round that would have literally just said, yo, this person is something.
That's quite a good argument. Screw you, Laurie.
It is Laurie.
Like, and well, obviously I don't want to lose the game. If I die, we lose. So that's it. Like.
Okay, Isaac, your response, please.
Okay, so now Laurie said all that. That's made me very suspicious of him because it's not good information.
I'm just saying it's. All I'm saying is it's just confusing, and you have shown up as the thing. Like.
Okay, we're gonna run the vote, guys. Do remember the numbers matter. Okay. You need 5 if you wish to execute Isaac. If you get 4, it will tie it. Here we go.
Oh, don't.
Am I? It's Laurie or Blair, and it's really.
I can't do it.
I don't know.
Just.
Oh, Ollie! What? Ollie! Why are you voting for Isaac?
Because I don't think I think Laurie's the Scarlet Woman.
But
he's
we're
now
not
the
voting
demon.
for Laurie.
All right.
No,
We're voting for
Isaac's the
Isaac.
demon.
3 is not enough. So, Isaac, do you intend to nominate Blair? I just want to point out that there are only 5 votes on the board. So, the only person that can still nominate is Isaac, and the only person that can still be nominated is Blair. In order for Blair to be executed, Blair would have to vote for themselves. The only other option is to cause a tie, which would mean no one would die. So,
the demon wins.
I once again ask you, Isaac, do you wish to nominate Blair?
Nah.
Okay, in that
no
case
point.
then, Laurie has been executed with a grand total of 4 votes in a nail-biting finish. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. And of course Laurie dies, and I would like to offer my congratulations to the good team for winning the game. Well done.
Oh my god!
Kill Laurie.
Wow.
Always kill Laurie.
Close. Came close now.
Holy shit! Okay, can you please give us a rundown as to who everyone was?
I will
Okay,
give
close.
you a roll call. Are you happy for me to just go straight into the roll call, Adam?
Do it,
Yes.
do it, my friend.
Okay, so we had Blair the fortune teller. In fact, no, Blair, we'll come back to you in a minute. We had John the chef, who on the first night of the game was woken up and told there was one pair of evil players sat next to each other. That pair was Laurie, who at the time was the Scarlet Woman, and Elliot, who was the recluse who registered as evil. That was John's chef one. I think John clocked onto that quite early. Well done, John. Of course, Elliot was the recluse, an absolute treasure trove of misinformation, because on night one he registered as the demon when Blair chose Tom and Elliot, which gave Blair a yes. Blair's other demon registrations were a yes on Sullivan and Luke. At the time when Blair chose that, Luke was still the imp. Luke had not yet died and passed it on to Laurie, the Scarlet Woman. However, Sullivan was also the red herring for the fortune teller, the one good player that also registers as the demon.
Okay.
Blair also got a yes on Laurie and Isaac, because at that time Laurie was the imp. So in a group of 9 people, Blair got a yes on 4 separate players, which I think is the first time I have ever seen that happen in my 4,000 games.
It was very confusing.
Tom, your monk, who on night 1 protected Sullivan, who was attacked by Luke the imp. Well done, Tom. Gave you a degree of legitimacy there, which I believe carried you through the game quite a bit. We had Ollie the Ravenkeeper, who successfully bluffed as a valuable fortune teller, drew the attention of the demon, got himself killed in the night, and then picked Laurie and learned that Laurie was the Scarlet Woman. However, within minutes, Laurie had become the imp. We had Isaac the Undertaker, who learned that John was a chef, which was kosher info. Learned that Elliot was the poisoner because Elliot was the recluse who can register as evil or a minion or a demon, even if dead. So Elliot registered as the poisoner to Isaac.
I didn't know that was a thing. So you can appear as any minion.
That makes sense.
It's right. That is exactly how the recluse works. And finally, Isaac learned that Luke was the imp when you executed Luke, and it was passed to Laurie. And last, but definitely not least, poor long-suffering Sullivan believed he was the empath, but he had been knocking back the grog because
that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Trust me, guys. He's really nice. He's a really lovely bloke. I see he's a really nice guy.
Amazing.
Me and Luke knew that on round 1.
I just want to point out that on night 2 of this game, Sullivan had the reminder tokens of drunk, red herring, attacked by the imp, and protected by the monk. All on Sullivan.
Just wandering out of trouble, drunkenly stumbling away from the monster.
What a great night!
Why are my clothes all dirty? I don't know.
And speaking of what a great night, I am going to have to draw this mammoth, blockbuster, dual feature length episode of Board Game Club to a close. Congratulations to the good team. Commiserations to evil Luke and evil Laurie. Came down to the wire with that vote on Isaac. You almost had it, literally 1 vote away. But that is all for now. Again, want to extend sincere thank you so much to our amazing guest storyteller, Ben from the Pandemonium Institute.
Yes.
You are
fantastic.
too kind. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
If you do want to pre-order Blood on the Clocktower, please do Google Blood on the Clocktower Kickstarter, where you can also find out loads more information about the game. And why not get a game going yourself? Because this has been epic is the word. But that is all from us. Check back next week for another Board Game Club. Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. Am I still the champion of Board Game Club then? Because I was on the winning team.
Yes, you are still the champion of Board Game Club.
Wow.
It's the important thing to know. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.